Hey guys, good morning. It's Wednesday today, day 3 of our Miracle Morning Challenge, and I today we're talking about visualization. So this one will be pretty quick, but a couple things on visualization. So this one was one of the harder ones for me because I at first had a hard time figuring out what I was supposed to visualize. And the way that Tal Elrod, the author, describes it, and I'm not sure if he does it in the book, but I was listening to this podcast that he was speaking on, and he said visualization should be an idea that is cloaked in fear. So something that we have always wanted, or a goal that we've wanted to achieve, something we want to do, but we're not quite sure how we're going to do it, or it seems big and hairy and scary and like something that we're not quite sure how that's going to happen for us, or we're not, it's kind of a big out there goal. Visualization is talked a lot about in the book, and there's a little thing on Netflix called The Secret. So that's where they talk about like vision boards. You guys have probably heard about that. And that's kind of the idea of visualization. It's something that a goal you want to achieve, a house you want to buy, a race you want to run, a business goal you want to set and achieve, a relationship goal you want to have, and those things placed on a poster board in front of you, or something visual so you can see that end result. On Monday night, I went up to Causey Reservoir, a little reservoir up here, and with the Weber State football players, and they had a speaker come who was a professor, and he talked about visualization and how every single one of his pictures he put up on his corkboard in his office has happened. He had a vision to complete 100 extreme sports by the time he was 50, learn 100 extreme sports. And on his 50th birthday, he was in Hawaii learning how to surf. He's like, there's something to that. And he was telling these football players, figure out what you want to be, what your goal is, and put that on your locker. Put that somewhere you can see it. Put it where you can visualize it constantly so you know what your goal looks like. So a couple of other things on visualization. We are visualizing something we want to accomplish. It's an idea cloaked in fear that we're kind of want to work towards. But the most important part about that goal is not the end result. It's the action steps that it takes to achieve that goal. So part of our visualization that isn't often talked about in other books and things like that is those action steps towards our goal. And we need to visualize ourselves feeling good and being excited and happy about doing those action steps that will help us achieve our goal. So we need to come up with that goal, those visions, what we want our life to look like, what we want our relationships to look like, and kind of reverse engineer how we're going to get there. And those are the action steps that we need to take to get to those goals. So that's all part of our visualization also. This visualization is a lot more like comprehensive than I think I realized in the beginning. It is basically our goals. It is us writing down, putting a picture, putting an image, putting something physical in front of us that helps us to make our goals something we can see and something attainable for us. 10% of people don't, or 10% of people in the world write down their goals. And this is something that speaker told me also, that 10% of the world control 90% of the world's money. And not that money is everything, but there's some correlation to that. That 10% of the people who are writing down their goals, who have a vision, who have a purpose and something they're looking at to achieve every day, there's something to that. There's some correlation with that. So I have a vision board that I'm updating that I will post a picture of later today. But I would encourage you guys to make one. And a lot for me doing that, it's kind of helps you be a little more introspective into what you really want out of your life. And it shouldn't be something that's necessarily attainable at this point for you, or that you even know how to attain. But if you could outlandishly, say, this is the kind of life I want to live, this is my dream life, that's what your vision board should be. Tony Robbins, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he has said that your vision board should include your wildest dreams. It should be, why not? Why are we not living our life to our full potential? And why are we not achieving these things that we, as a kid, were like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fly to the moon, I'm going to do all these things. And that really might not be very realistic, but if it is your dream, then you should do it. And another thing that I heard yesterday by someone on a team call that I was listening to was, we sit here and we tell our kids all the time to live their dreams, and we tell them they can be anything and they can do anything they want and they can, achieve all these things. And we tell our kids that all the time. But are we as adults doing that? Are we living our dreams? Are we going after our goals? Are we working towards something that we want to achieve? And I would say more often than not, we're not. We get caught up in life and in raising our kids and doing everything for them, which is great. And we, as parents, that's our job. But we also need to remember that our kids will follow our lead and do what we do more than they will do what we say, what we tell them to do. So think about that as you're creating your vision board to become the kind of person that you want your kids to become. And we tell our kids all these things, we want the best for our kids, but are we doing that? Are we leading the way? Are we setting that example to be the best that we can be for our kids? So that's a couple things. So on my vision board, I have a couple of pictures. One is like, I want to buy a house. I want to be financially in a certain position. I want to reach certain fitness goals. I want to reach certain business goals. I want to have certain relationship goals. So all of those will be included on my vision board. And I have family goals. I want to have so much time to be with my family. I want to create traditions and have vacations with my kids and those kinds of things. So those are all on my vision board. It can be whatever you want. It can be however you want to do it. And it should be something that you can look at every single day, somewhere that you can see it every single day. A lot of times when I don't have my vision board with me or I'm traveling or whatever, I just close my eyes and it's almost an extension of my meditation. And I really try to concentrate on my goals, on how I'm going to get there, the things that I'm going to do to get there. And like he said, I picture myself doing the work to achieve those goals and doing it excitedly and happy. And it feels less like work when we do that. You've heard that if you love what you do, if you have passion for what you do, you won't work a day in your life. But that passion, even if it's something you're truly passionate about in the beginning, naturally, passion for things goes away and gets less and less with time. So we have to continually refuel our passion intentionally and have that, to continue to have that drive to reach our goals. So that's what this part of the Miracle Morning also helps you do, is to refuel your passion for what you want to achieve daily and for you to refocus and have those intentions to reach your goals daily. So feel free. I would love involvement, a little more involvement in this group. So if you have questions, post them in the comments of this video and we can kind of have a little, and feel free to answer questions, to say if you've had experience with this, tell us what has worked for you. So feel free to comment and get involved with this. So Try it out, make a vision board, start thinking about your goals more, and let me know how it's going, and have an awesome Wednesday, guys.